Instead of making $1,000 this morning day trading, I decided to lose 500 instead. When I went to bed last night, I told myself I'm going to wake up laser focused and I'm going to trade ES. And the reason for that is I was expecting massive volatility this morning. NQ at the end of the week last week looked like it could either start chopping sideways in consolidation when I looked at the market structure or go down. But with it being a holiday week for the US, I just wasn't sure what it was going to do. So I'm like, hey, ES is a little more conservative. It doesn't have as big a swings point wise typically as NQ does. So I'm going to trade ES. I went to bed. I woke up on time. I was ready to go. Apparently, that was my downfall. I was so laser focused, I wasn't looking at anything else. And the Discord that we have over 1,700 people in the community. It's 100% free, by the way. First link in the description. Was going crazy with people in NQ, and they're like, this is great. This indicator worked. It called out the position. It told me to go long. I did it. It's great. It's fantastic. I don't have Discord up when I'm trading because I don't want to get distracted. So I didn't see it till after the fact, after I had already lost, I say 500. I think it was closer to 625 because I moved my stop loss a little bit more to give myself some breathing room. So let me show you what happened and how I had an unsuccessful, but Discord had a successful day. Look at this beautiful disaster today. All right. So the indicator I'm using is off of QuantCrawler.com. This is a site that I built. Once you come to QuantCrawler.com, you just come up here to indicators, and the indicator you're going to see is this 5-minute opening range break, break, and retest. I also have a 15-minute if you prefer the 9:30 to 9:45 range to be marked versus 9:30 to 9:35. Again, your time difference. And then I also have a pre-market opening range break, which marks out 8 to 8:15. The thought process behind that is that's where institutional investors are positioning their money, and that zone and range they're most likely to defend. So if you want to trade that way with an earlier range, it's right there. All these indicators are free. So when you click this right here, it brings you into opening range break, break, and retest by Quant Crawler. That's me. And then right here, you can see this is how it works. It marks out your zone in the 5-minute candle. It waits for a break. It waits for a midpoint retest, and then it gives you your signal. This is a beautiful one. It breaks out. It retests the midpoint. It calls a long in this candle when this happens. And then you see here, this would have hit perfectly on ES. And then you get this beautiful disaster this morning. So right here, this comes out. It starts to break outside of the zone, but we don't get a clean break. We have a candle body closure outside of the zone, but the wick is still inside. So this does not classify as a breakout. Now, down here, you get the break below, and there is a gap. There is no wick into the zone. This is technically a breakout based on how I have my settings in the indicator. So if you click the settings on the indicator right here, you can change your breakout distance. Some people want to see like a 10-point break. So you just change this to 10 and it would have invalidated this signal. I leave it at 2 because on ES, a little bit of a break on ES is enough for me. Um, Obviously today it wasn't enough. So this broke a little bit. It came back and retested the midpoint and it called for me to go short. So as you already know and can imagine, I went short right here. I set my stop loss above the zone in case it comes and wicks out right here. And I was targeting a 1 to 2 risk to reward, which was going to be about like this. I thought we were going to hit this midpoint. It was going to defend and bounce all the way back down. I was going to be up $1,000. And obviously the opposite has happened to me today. So if I would have went long, significantly better, but I stuck with my indicator. This is my system. This is my strategy. This is my plan. I was prepared to lose $500 when I went in. I actually set my stop loss above the zone. So I actually lost closer to 625, but for the sake of my strategy, I went a little bit more just because I didn't want to get wicked out if it touches the top of this zone. Now, while all this is going on, our Discord channel is going crazy because people are in NQ and they're calling it out. Well, I don't have Discord up when I'm trading. When I'm trading, I am laser focused. And again, that's my downfall. I made an assumption on ES. I was laser focused. I wasn't even looking at anything else. And if you come to NQ, you will see the most beautiful scenario here. You get this right here. You get a break. You get a retest of the midpoint. And then you get the long call. Now, the reason I would not have taken this is because one, I was looking at ES. I didn't even see it. So obviously. Second one, when I trade this on NQ with this indicator, my breakout distance would not be 2 points. When I wait for a breakout on NQ, because like I was explaining at the beginning of the video, look how big this opening range is. It starts at 24516 and the opening range alone is 24685. This is a 170 point opening range. So In order for me to get validated on a long, I would go to my settings and I would set this at minimum 40. And I would want, see, my long went away because we did not get a 40-point break. I would want to see this go from here, 83, to at least 720, somewhere in this range. Like this would have been a perfect break for me right here, but it didn't come back and touch the midpoint, so my indicator wouldn't have triggered. Now, the people who are just running it raw, straight up, as it is, like this, 2 points is nothing on NQ for a break. But people were getting the indicator this morning. They were getting the signal, and it was saying long because they just went with standard settings. If you follow my strategy, 5-minute opening range, you would have set this at or just a little bit below the zone, up to your preference on your risk style. Let's just say this morning I would have set mine right at the zone like most people are doing. It's 84 points. You can see here, this is for the guy over the weekend that said 1 to 2 risk to rewards don't exist in our market. This one's for you, pal. I love you. Thank you for the support and for the hate. It's all good. You could see here, if you would have let this run and you would have done, when it breaks out of the zone here, move your stop loss in to take profit. Do it in ladders. Like you need to be a smart investor, right? You're not going to wait and be like, if it doesn't hit my take profit, then I'm going to let it run all the way back down. That's the strategy. No, trail your stop losses up. When you get to a point where you're out of the zone, set it at break even. And then when it gets up, set it at the top of the zone and do it in ladders and steps, right? Like if it were me, I would have waited for this breakout here and then it comes up, it starts going. I would have given this a minute. I would not have moved right away. But you very easily could have moved to the midpoint here and protected. You were in a completely free investment at that point. Then it comes back and retests. I would have waited. It retests again. Then when it's about right here, I certainly would have been moving to the top of the zone. I know my line is green, so you guys can't see it. Then when it goes here, it has a pullback, and then it gets going again. I would have then moved my stop loss to here, to the bottom of these, maybe a little bit of room in case it does recorrect. And then at some point from here, you've moved your stop loss from the bottom of the zone to break even to the top of the zone to now outside of the zone. You are in profit. Let it run or just cash it where you feel comfortable. You're already profitable at this point and you are above a 1 to 2. I mean, right here where you would have had this would be your 1 to 2. Risking $500 would have made you 1,000. You actually would have ticked out way back here. You wouldn't even be seeing this at this point. Your 1 to 2 would have been insanely consistent. Well, I guess not. I guess you would have been a little bit higher here, but still, if we're doing raw numbers, you're close enough, right? 170, you would have hit. It's still green. But if you trail up your stop loss into break even and then top of the zone, you're in profit. This, you're really in profit above or at your 1 to 2, close enough, and then just cash out whenever you want. But the long and short of this, because now I'm rambling, long and short yet, is that I was laser focused. I was looking at ES. I lost $500. Instead, I would have potentially, if you ran this up and just trailed it, I mean, at its highest point so far today, 285 points. 285 divided by 85, 285 profit to an 85-point risk. You would be at a 1 to 3.3 today, almost 1 to 3.4 when this ticks over. So you certainly would have had a fantastic day. You would have had $500 risk to potentially $1,500+ return if that's how you were playing it today. And I lost $500, but people in the Discord just absolutely ate today, which is great. That's what we want. We want people winning. We want the community winning. And if you guys want to support me in the Quant Crawler project, join the Discord. It's the first link in the bio. And it's a completely free community. There's no paid anything in there. Everything is free. And would love to see you there. Thanks, guys.